case, this is all correct, because 2 would be, or well, 1 would be the one we'd be using. We'll be looking at it because it's in the prep order. It's only if we are pulling one from the beginning of the list that causes this issue, because everything gets moved down one. And well, not this list, but how we're displaying them versus the how the indices are set up for this select window and what's over here. So, so if we set up a list, we get the so we could build a list here of IDs, which should actually just correspond to this. And then we could say is, while we're looping through this, if that ID is not matched here, remove it from that list. And then with what's left, we could determine, well, let's see how that would work. So I have no clue what is going on right now. I am literally scrolling, but it's not scrolling. Now it's scrolling, now it's not scrolling. I think Sublime Text is like freaking out or something. Close all other tabs. And we'll just close this one too. No. And we'll close this and we'll reopen it. I think I've had it open for too long. Theoretically, it shouldn't matter how long it's been open, but apparently it does. So, there it is. Okay, so on the here, so var wep list, or we'll say wep ID list equals a list for var wid in game party dot weapons wep ID list okay. So we're going to get the ID from every weapon in the list, and we're going to store it in the wep ID list. Now, if this so we have selected donor base weapon wep. Weapon is the currently examined party weapon. And then we're just looking at them, seeing if the weapon level is the same, if the ref level is the same, and if the weapon ID is the same, not the same, then create a new C item for it. And then also add the refinement thing to it. So we need to do an else here. Well, actually it should be an else if. Well, no, it's just an else, because if any of that fails, then it has to be removed from this list so we have a proper thing. So else so now this should technically be in a 0 to 0 to whatever index value, so we should be able to just say remove the index of the ID, and it should remove the correct one. We shouldn't have to do anything weird, so I think that's slice that we want to use. So wep id list.slice, and then the element we want to take out. So this dot underscore weapon dot underscore id. So now when we go to call index on this, what we want to do is on this we want to say the weapon ID of okay, actually this needs to go here. We'll call it wep list. Instead of doing this, we want to say this underscore wep id list WID. So we're getting the ID of the weapon that's stored in the weapon list, which is based on the index. Because I think that slice renumbers the list. That's why you have to save it to a new object, is because it changes the list itself. Yeah, creates a new array and removes that particular element from your array. So, like for example, up here, slice 1. So instead of being 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's not going to be 0, 1, 2, 3. So yeah, that should work. Now to actually see if it works that way. Okay, let's get rid of this stuff. So I want to put one here and put one here. Actually, I might want to put one here as well, so I can, well, yeah, I guess so. So I can see what this is before we go into this loop. Alright, so wep list is undefined, yeah. Oh, it should be underscore ID. My mistake. Thought I was missing something somewhere. Okay. Okay, synthesize. Alright, now we got it. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Which is how the list is ordered. So when we come down to here, we should see it say 0 is 0, 1 is 2, and 2 is 3. Because 1 should get taken out. Connect property ND of undefined on 765. Oh, because the, yeah. shouldn't be this weapon ID anyway. It should just be weapon ID. Oh, no wait. This dot weapon, this dot. So no, it should be weapon because that's the one we're looking at. But it needs to be weapon at this weapon because I didn't do that right. Alright, synthesize. Right there. God, it's gonna throw another error. Now what? Still can't read property ID undefined. Seriously? Let me see. Var wep. Oh, damn it. That gets me so many times. It's like, oh, I'm gonna modify it over here. Wait, how come it's still failing? Oh, because it can't modify it in the damn console. So now we come down to here. Weapon list is still the same. Because we're not setting it to anything. Awesome. This is what happens when you try to do coding after doing coding all day at work for a day job. Your brain is just mentally just doesn't function as well as it should. You miss things quite easily. Alright, yeah, because I only got one of those. Okay, there we go. Now it should be, there we go. 1 is 0, 0 is 1. 0 is 1. 0 is 1, 1 is 2, 2 is 3, no, because what we should have taken out was weapon ID 2, or 1. Alright, let's, that was odd. Okay, grab those. So weapon ID is 1. Weapon ID is 1. And right now it's 0, 1, 2, 3. 0, 1. 1, 2. Interesting. So it takes the first element out? Doesn't make any sense. What is, let me see. Slice. Cuts out a piece of an array. Example, take out array element 1. Orange. So yeah, it should just be fruits.slice 1. Maybe it has to be saved to in a completely different array. So yeah, it's just the element you want to chop out. Or wait, yeah, element you want to chop out. So if we say 1, or wait, so 3. 0, 1, 2, yeah, 3, that's right. So it's the element you want to chop out. But in our case, this web list starts out as 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, and 3, 3. We cut out element 1. And what happens is that 1 gets added to 0. Which doesn't seem right. Maybe I'm missing something. Always possible. In fact, always probable. Okay, let's select this, and we're going to synthesize. So for var WID in game party weapons. So yeah, 0, 1, 2, 3. We take out element 1, and we end up with 1, 2, 3. So var test ID equals 1. Instead of that, I'm going to set it to fruits. I'm just going to make fruits again, so fruits. Orange. Yeah, interesting. Look at that. It does that with this one too. So, do we? I guess we have to have it be. No, yeah. See, here we go again. It is slicing out not the right one. So if he is 0, what happens? It doesn't do anything. Wow. What the hell? Oh, interesting. This one has a different. Wow. Okay. So on this one, or was it slice or splice? It was splice. No, that's adding things in. Well, I guess you could just remove too. Remove array elements. So delete the last element, delete the first element, delete from the middle, splice 1 1. Okay, let's try delete instead of all this other stuff. So delete, delete fruits. I guess we'll again do a test equals 1. There we go, yeah. So we have to do a delete. But it's kind of interesting though, it has a space here still. Oh, maybe, no? So what is, alert fruits dot length? Five? So it's still 5. So delete doesn't actually delete it, just removes the text from it. Okay. So splice index number to, okay, let's try splice. Fruits equals fruits dot splice 1 1. So now fruits is only fruits equals that. Okay, there we go. Splice seems to work. So let's use splice then instead of whatever we're using here. Slice, I think. So splice from the weapon ID to 1. And now that should do what we expect it to. That is weird though. That slice doesn't work the way that maybe that's like a really old definition of it or something now on W3 School. That's kind of weird though. Alright, so synthesize. So now we have, oh yeah, right, we don't want to do the equals, crap. Otherwise we get the one we spliced out. Crap. Alright. If you ask me, you should be able to restart it even if your pause breaked. Well, maybe not though. Because it's probably a specific keyboard flag that's picked up in the code for MV. The black box code, as I like to call it. And if your pause breaks, you're not going to end up going to that event, into that event. Okay, there we go. 0, 2, 3. Friggin' finally. Okay. So continue. Okay, ton of darkness. Good. What's our ID? Weapon ID 3. Perfect. That's what we wanted. So let's see how this loads this time. There we go. This is much better. Well, except for this thing. Holy crap. See, here we go. There we go. Attack 5. Perfect. That's what it should be. Durability is up by 10. Bleeding up by 5.25%. And this is like plus 1.3 to a whole bunch of 9%. So, I mean, I'd hate to round it. Maybe we can round it to the nearest 10th. How do we do that? Or 100th. How can we do that? JavaScript. Round to nearest. And the nearest 100th. So math.ceiling number times 100 divided by 100. Math round, math round, math round. So you have to put in... Well, no, that's what we want to do. That's not what it's... Math that ceiling number times. So let's try this on the traits. I think this one we want synth. Yeah. All right. So here we are, traits. So sign and then the traits. Interesting. We're actually supposed to truncate. Or did I not do that? I didn't. Yeah, I did do that down here. Anyway, so the number times 100, then divided by 100. Ceiling on that, actually. I think that's ceiling. So d traits times 15 times 100. Math dot. Let's see what that does. Well, that's actually kind of more interesting. Definitely a little less. Just not quite what we wanted. So if we multiply these by 100 at that point, what would we get? I think it would get the values we want. Which is kind of strange, multiplying and dividing by 100 multiple times here. So this is what comes out of that. If we multiply that by, so 0.06 times 100 would be 60, right? Or 6% and 2%. So I think that's what we need to do. So after we do this, we then multiply it by 100. Well, wait. What if we don't divide it? What does that look like? I'm not sure that one actually gets hit in this case. Actually, it won't be hit, so it won't be using... let's go ahead and copy it down to the other one, too. Or never mind, no, yeah, that is the one I want. Or no. No, I was right. This one won't get reached because this one's for the ones that don't exist. We want to do it for the ones that are going to exist, and therefore be